Hello everybody. Today I have a little bit longer book for you. So this will be a little bit longer video. But it is a book called Billy and the Mini Monsters, Monsters on the Loose. This is an Usborne book. It's by Zanna Davison and illustrated by Melanie Williamson. So here's the cover. And it's a chapter book. So let's get started. Billy and the Mini Monsters, Monsters on the Loose. Meet Billy. Billy was just an ordinary boy living an ordinary life until one night he found 5 mini monsters in his sock drawer. Gloop, Peep, Fangface, Captain Snot, and Trumpet. Let me show you those while I tell you their names. So we have Gloop, Peep, Fangface, Captain Snot, and Trumpet. Those are some silly names for those monsters. Then he saved their lives, and they swore never to leave him. "We give you the secret hairy snot-tooth oath of devotion. We're awesome, and fun, and scary. Are we scary? I'm not sure I'm very scary." One thing was certain, Billy's life would never be the same again. So, this book, being a chapter book, has contents, and this tells you the different chapters and which pages they start on. So, chapter 1 is called The Hound of Death. Chapter 2, Out of the Bag. Chapter 3, The Flying Hamster. Chapter 4, The Flying Potato. Chapter 5, Missing. And Chapter 6, Bully No More. So, let's start at the beginning. Chapter 1, The Hound of Death. Billy and his mini monsters had been very busy all week. So far, they had flown to outer space. Do you think they really flew to outer space, or do you think he used his imagination? They practiced catapulting and chocolate thieving. They stole chocolate from his mother? Yes, got one. And played a lot of hide and seek. "And for our next adventure," announced Captain Snot, "we'd like to go to school with you, Billy." So there they are catapulting, and there they are chocolate thieving, and playing hide and seek. Can you find all the monsters? Let's see. I see one under the pillow. I see one behind this toy. I think I see one in the lamp. Let's see. Where are the other ones? Is there one on the bookshelf? Yes, there is. There should be one more. I'm having trouble seeing it in the camera. I think he's hiding in the robot. Okay. "No way," said Billy. "It's far too dangerous for you, and you'll get me into serious trouble." Here are some of the things that Billy was worrying about. Captain Snot showing off. Fangface eating everyone's ties. Gloop getting stuck. Trumpet's cheese-powered toots. Parp. Oh my goodness, that monster toots. And worst of all, the mini monsters being discovered and put in a zoo. He doesn't want them to get stuck, huh? "But we could scare off Basil Brown, your school bully," suggested Fangface. "He sounds nastier and nastier every time you talk about him. I'll show him." Billy shook his head. "No one could scare Basil Brown. He's the biggest, meanest, baddest boy in school. He'd eat you for breakfast." "If you leave us here, your new puppy will eat us for breakfast," whispered Peep. "That would be even more dangerous than school." "The puppy?" "Yes, the scary, scary puppy." They're all worried about this scary puppy. How could he be scary? To you, it's a sweet little dog, Captain Snot explained to Billy. To us, it is the Hound of Death. Don't be silly, said Billy. I'll take her downstairs before I go. You'll be fine. Come on, Poochie. Do you think they'll be fine? They're hiding in the drawer. As long as he stays downstairs, right? After Billy had left, first, they're in the drawer. Then they come out of the drawer and they sneak into his backpack. Oh no, they're going to go to school with him? Is that what they're doing? Come on, Peep. But Billy said no. Peep doesn't want to go. He wants to listen to Billy. Fine, have fun being munched by the puppy. He won't even notice we're at school. Oh, Peep is running on up because she doesn't want to get left behind. Billy comes in and he grabs his backpack, not knowing that the monsters are there. Ooh, we're going to school! What an adventure! The important thing is that we stick together. So here they are getting to school, walking to school, and then here they are at, what's that say, Pease Lake Elementary School. Chapter 2, Out of the Bag. I'm glad the mini monsters are safe at home, thought Billy. I've got enough to worry about with Basil. Like being tripped. Arg! Oh no, groaned Billy as the mini monsters scattered in all directions. Oh no, he got tripped and the monsters fell out of his bag. And he sees them and he knows that they're going to cause mass chaos. How on earth was he going to find them all now that they're not in his bag? They could be lost in the school forever. I'll wait until everyone else has gone into the classroom, Billy said. Then I'll look for them. Good morning, Billy, said his teacher, Mr. Parker, coming up behind him. In you go, please. Billy had no choice but to go into the classroom. Don't mind my coughing. But as he went in, something on the floor caught his eye, something small and hairy. Peep! Billy quickly bent down to pick him up. Billy, what have you got in your hands? Asked Mr. Parker. Uh-oh, he's about to get caught. There's Peep. Let's see. Nothing, Mr. Parker. Show me, his teacher said. Billy froze. Where could he hide Peep? There was nowhere to put him. Nowhere except the hamster cage. Look, Mr. Parker, said Billy. I've got empty hands. But he put Peep in with the hamster. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think it's going to be good? Outside the classroom. Here's the monsters. Uh-oh! We've got to get into the classroom to find Peep and Gloop. But we'll never open that door. They're trying to stick together, but they lost two of their people, huh? Two of their monsters. Well, we can't stay here. We'll be seen. I'll scare them off. Oh no, someone's coming. No, we must hide under here. So here they are hiding under a piece of paper. Are you sure this is a good idea? We'll be fine. Are they going to be fine? Who is coming? Who is that? It's the janitor, or the custodian as they're also called. We love our school custodians, huh? Arr! They got swept up into the trash container that carries the trash to the trash. Uh-oh! And now they're in the trash bin. I wonder where he'll take it. Chapter 3, The Flying Hamster. Billy sat in worried silence all through roll call. Then, "Mr. Parker," said Basil Brown, his bully, "I think the hamster had a baby." "Nonsense! Then why are there 2 hamsters in the cage? What are you talking about?" Uh-oh. He's about to get caught. Do you think they're going to catch him? "It's true," said Basil. "I can see them. Actually, the new hamster looks like it's got wings." Mr. Parker started to walk over. Billy knew he had to do something, and fast. "Don't go," this is Billy screaming. "Don't go near it. It's deadly." "Yes," replied Billy, getting desperate. "I brought it from home. It's got, poisonous fur. You can't go near it." "A deadly hamster?" Is it really a deadly hamster, or is Billy just trying to get them to stay away? "Don't be ridiculous," said Mr. Parker as he went to open the hamster cage. Billy gulped. He didn't know what to do if Peep was found. Then he heard a strange noise. Billy looked up. Slurp, squelch, slurp. Oh no! Splat! Gloop landed on Mr. Parker's head. Ah! Mr. Parker screamed and leaped into the air. Billy took his chance. He grabbed Peep from the hamster cage and put him in his pencil bag. Look at that. Gloop was up on the ceiling and fell on his head. Just in time, huh? By now, Gloop was oozing his way down Mr. Parker's back. "Get it off me!" cried Mr. Parker, jumping around the classroom. "There's a giant slug under my shirt." He's imagining a giant slug because he doesn't know that it's Gloop the monster. "I'll help," said Billy. He rushed up to Mr. Parker, grabbed Gloop, and darted back to his seat. Woo! A strange hush fell over the classroom. Basil Brown looked at Billy suspiciously. "Where's the slug?" asked Basil Brown. "Oh," said Billy, "I'll, just throw him out the window." "And what's happened to the other hamster?" Basil Brown went on. "It's not there anymore." The whole class looked at Billy. "Billy?" "It was a joke." "But there were 2 hamsters. I saw them." "Maybe you need glasses," said Billy. That's not very nice to do, even to his bully, huh? Mr. Parker strode over to inspect the hamster cage. "There's definitely only 1 hamster here, Basil. It's time to get back to our lesson. And no more jokes, Billy." He still looked upset about the giant slug. "I'm watching you, Billy." Billy gulped. "Ooh. Uh-oh, and I'm still missing 3 monsters. This is going to be the longest day of my life ever." Poor Billy, he tried to keep the monsters at home, didn't he? He was good. He listened to his parents, huh? But those monsters did not listen. Inside the pencil bag. "I told you this was a bad idea." "Peep the hamster!" "I look nothing like a hamster. You should thank me. I saved you." This is written out like a comic book with the comic panels. It's a graphic novel. Meanwhile, in the dumpster, "I smell food. Do you think we're near the cafeteria? I think I smell cheese." "That's not important, Trumpet. The main thing is that we stick together." "Trumpet, come back!" Trumpet is following his nose, and he is hungry. Chapter 4. The Flying Potato. Billy stood in the lunch line. It had been the longest morning ever. He left Peep and Gloop in his pencil bag in the classroom, but how was he going to find the others? Then he heard a small toot, followed by a terrible smell. Only one creature in the world could smell that bad. Trumpet? Billy can smell him, but doesn't see him yet, until he sees on his plate, his bully's plate. Uh-oh. There he is, Billy thought with relief. I'll just ask for that potato. I'm so close now. Too late. Basil Brown was reaching across for the plate. Now he had Trumpet on his tray. If Billy didn't do something, Basil was going to eat Trumpet. Actually, said Billy in a small voice, I wouldn't eat that potato if I were you. I saw a spider on it. I don't believe you, Basil said. You're acting really weird today. Then, to Billy's horror, Basil glanced down at his plate. Look there, there's Trumpet. As Basil reached for the lettuce leaf to look for the spider, Billy grabbed the plate. Trumpet whirled through the air and landed splosh in the baked beans. The potato collided, splat, with Basil's face. Help! Cried Trumpet, his voice a small squeak. He tried to swim, but the sauce was too sticky. He slowly began to sink into the beans. The next moment, Trumpet disappeared from view. Trumpet can't swim, especially in the beans. There's Basil getting smacked with the potato. Uh-oh, I hope Trumpet's gonna be okay. Billy pushed past Basil and plunged his arms into the baked beans, frantically trying to find Trumpet. What are you doing? Thundered Mr. Parker. Billy leaped back, dripping baked beans everywhere. You are in big trouble, Billy. Return to the classroom at once. He made a mess with those baked beans. But he was trying to save Trumpet. Mr. Parker walked Billy back to his classroom. I am going to have to talk to your parents about this, he said. I don't know what's gotten into you today, Billy. I am very disappointed in you. Billy waited until Mr. Parker had gone. Then he slowly opened his hand. Trumpet, he whispered. Are you okay? Trumpet grinned at him, nodding. And I've still got my cheese, he said. That's all he wanted was a piece of cheese, and he got it. That silly Trumpet, he got Billy into so much trouble, when Billy probably could have gotten him cheese. Gloop and Peep peered out of Billy's pencil bag. Trumpets, they said. Isn't this fun? Said Gloop. Billy put his head in his hands. I am in so much trouble. Basil will never forgive me. And I've still got 2 monsters to find. What if I never find Captain Snot and Fangface? They could be lost at school forever. There's the 3 monsters, but he's got 2 more since he has a total of 5. Back in the cafeteria, Basil is saying, I'm gonna get Billy for this. Uh-oh, says the monsters. They hear him. What should we do? We have to find Billy and warn him. They're jumping on the shoe, it looks like, to go with him. Here I come! Look, there's Billy. Fangface, where did you go? Billy, I've lost Fangface. So he found Billy, but he lost Fangface. So now we have 1 monster left to find. Chapter 5, Missing. The rest of the day passed very slowly. Mr. Parker was still upset about the baked beans and the giant slug. Basil Brown was furious about the baked potato and the mystery hamster. Worst of all, Billy had no idea where Fangface was, and he couldn't go home without him. That's a lot going on. Poor Billy. Billy looked for him at PE. He wasn't in the school gym, but Basil Brown was. At break time, Billy looked for Fangface everywhere. In the science lab, in the music room, in the cafeteria, in the computer room. Fangface was nowhere to be found. Look at that cool gym, that cool PE room. I want to play on that. And then I also want to go in this music room and play all the instruments. Finally, Billy went to the playground, and at that point he knew there was no escaping Basil Brown. Ha! Got you, and with no teachers near. Everyone gathered around. You lied about the hamster, said Basil. You threw a potato in my face. Now you'll be sorry. I have to help Billy! Who is it? Who do we see up on the playground equipment? Just then, he jumps down onto Basil Brown and he screams, "Ah! Help, monster! There's a monster on my shoulder!" Ha ha ha! Basil believes in monsters! Ha 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 ha! Nobody believes him. They all think that he's lying. That he really thinks there's monsters. Fangface, there you are. Ah! Told you I'd scare off Basil Brown. Yay! They're all excited. And he's doing a little bow because he was who they were all cheering on for scaring off Basil. Chapter 6, Bully No More. Billy found Basil crouched in a corner of the playground, hiding from the other children. Billy couldn't believe it. "You're not at all scary, are you?" Billy said to Basil. "What was that thing?" Basil asked. He was still shaking. "He's my pet monster, Fangface," said Billy, grinning. All the way home from school, Billy's mom lectured him. "The teacher said you got baked beans all over the cafeteria and threw a baked potato. What were you thinking? No TV for a week." But Billy didn't mind. He knew he'd never feel scared of Basil Brown ever again. As soon as he got to his bedroom, Billy took out the mini monsters. "You were awesome. Can we go to school again tomorrow?" asked Fangface. Maybe not tomorrow." He's thinking about all the ways they could get in trouble again. "But what about the scary hound of death?" whispered Peep. "I've got a solution. Perp." Oh, he tooted. And the doggy ran off because he couldn't stand the smell. Captain Snot grinned. "I don't think we need to be scared of her again either." Ha ha! They all think it's hilarious that they made the doggy run off. Poor doggy. Oh, the end of the story. And we're going to learn a little bit about the mini monsters now. So we had Fangface. This one was Fangface. He likes eating socks, school ties, paper, or anything that comes his way. His special skills are that he has massive fangs. His scare factor is a 9 out of 10. Do you agree with that? And then we've got Gloop. This is Gloop. He likes eating cake. His very special skill is he's very stretchy. Gloop can also swallow his own eyeballs and make them reappear on any part of his body. His scare factor is 4. That's silly. And then we have Captain Snot, the green one. He likes eating boogies. Ew. His special skill, he can glow in the dark. Scare factor, 5 out of 10. And then we have Peep. I like Peep. Peep likes eating very small flies. And the special skill can fly, but well, not very far or very well. Scare factor, 0 out of 10, unless you're afraid of small hairy things. More cute than anything. And finally, Trumpet. Do you remember what Trumpet likes to eat? Cheese. His special skill is amazingly powerful cheese-powered toots. And his scare factor is 7 out of 10, taking into account his toots. So there are all of the monsters in the book. Once again, that was Billy and the Mini Monsters, Monsters on the Loose. I hope you enjoyed our story today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.